So thank you all. I'm so glad that you all are here and that we're celebrating 40 years. I cannot believe that it's 40 years, although I do have to back up a minute because it's actually 40 years ago, James Horgan, now a brother, he was an alumni of Georgetown, he actually incorporated the Northwest Center back then. And actually, I'm really thankful that when I was 19 years old and a Georgetown University student at the nursing school, I went to a GU Right to Life meeting, and Helen Maroney Donovan was leading it. And she's looking down on us right now from heaven, and she's very happy to see that the Northwest Center, 40 years, has been just such a great success. But she actually, yes. I know she's in heaven looking down on us. But she actually, so she invited Jim Horgan to come and talk to us about the pregnancy center that he thought needed to exist in the Northwest area. And he had got it incorporated, and he came to talk to us about the importance of it, and that he wanted volunteers. So I'm sitting at a meeting saying, I don't want to be at a meeting. You know, I want to, I have all these great beliefs, and, you know, I want to help pregnant women, and, you know, I'm pro-life, and I'm going to help people, and I want to help them so that they can have their babies. And so I joined that night to be one of his volunteers along with Amy Miller McInerney. She was there as well. Partner in crime. And anyway, so we went with Jim, and he had gotten St. Stephen's. Our first office was in the basement of St. Stephen's Church, and it was down a hallway, down some stairs, and then we had a little hallway, and that was about all we had, but we had a couch. And anyway, so leading to the maternity home and the need for it, shortly after we opened, there was a woman, actually a young girl, she was probably 18, 19, but she was basically homeless because she was pregnant, and Jim was letting her sleep on the couch in the St. Stephen's. And so what do I do as a 19-year-old? He tells us all about it. I call my parents and I say, hey, there's a woman who's sleeping and she's pregnant. Can she come and stay with you? And so our first host family was my parents who took, and my dad right here. And she stayed with them for quite a few months and got on her feet, and that was sort of like, we knew this wouldn't really help, because anyway, so later I became pregnancy center director, and most of you were also host families because it seemed to be a really big problem. Most of the problems we could solve very easily, but becoming homeless, or someone who came to you and they said, let's call your mom and talk to her, and they say, yeah, she can't come home. Then what do you do? So we had many people who were host families, and Mary Ellen here, one night I said, she was my roommate, and I said, we need to bring someone home. You okay with that? Okay. And eventually we realized we really needed a maternity home, and something more stable, more long-term. And so I went to the board and said, we need a maternity home. And they said, Michelle, we can't pay the phone bill. And I was like, yeah, but we need a maternity home. So they were like, yes, okay, we'll go with it. And so a couple years later, we did open a maternity home near Catholic University. It piloted very well. And then later we bought a building. And I just have to say, move forward with faith, and you know, helping the next person, it works out. So anyway, I'm very grateful to have had the Northwest Center in my life, and I'm here's to 40 more years.